Hey everybody, this is Brett Walkow with Actors Reporter, and we're here at the opening night gala at Raleigh Studios for the 2011 Feel Good Film Festival. Why is it the Feel Good Film Festival? I'll tell you why. They've actually gotten together to appreciate filmmakers who come up with something that's feel good or inspirational. And they've brought everybody here tonight, from filmmakers to actors to producers to special effects people. And we're going to introduce you to all of them. Blood in, blood out. Órale, Vata Locos forever.
Forever, Holmes.
So, why the Feel Good Festival? What brought you here?
Oh my God, I was just talking to Polo a little earlier. After about 22 years in the business, I went down to Texas and we shot 4 independent films in the space of about 4 months. And I learned how extremely difficult it is to do a film.
Yeah.
And I learned how extremely dedicated some of these people are who are working for no money. And most of the time, it's costing them money.
Wow.
Because they got to feed themselves.
Yeah, yeah.
They got to feed the crew. They got to do all these kinds of things. And so I came to figure out that if I can do anything to help these young filmmakers or old filmmakers or new filmmakers to make it a little easier for them, then I want to do that. I want to do that because there's so many stories out there, so many voices that need to be heard. And the only way to do that is to help them get their product to the market.
I have a sci-fi horror one, kind of like a combination of Alien and Dawn of the Dead, I guess.
Right on.
And then my second one is just pretty much generic action scene from Star Wars.
Wow. Now tell them at home, what was your favorite part about making the film?
My favorite part of both films was editing it and putting in the special effects and the sound effects and doing the voiceovers. It was just a lot of fun of doing that.
My film is called Lego Polking Wolves. There's a reality TV show called Polking Wolves. Yeah. Well, they enforce Polking Wolves, but it's not in Lego. So I thought it would be fun to make a Lego version of it, so that's how I came up with the idea.
Hey everybody, we're here with Junie Hildebrandt with Driving by Braille, a really beautiful story about a coming of age. Yes. And the thing about this film that I loved was that, it takes you, on a hard journey, and you guys really didn't expect this to actually get in the festival, but it's such a great ending that the festival really felt it should be part of it.
Yeah, we were like, let's just go for it. And actually, our director, Christina, had said, try this festival. And we were almost right before the deadline. And, we're like, it's going to be too much of a downer, but it worked.
Hey everybody, we're here with Manu Intiraymi with Driving by Braille, which is a really great film, a really great coming-of-age story. And tell us about your part in it.
I played Jason Fowler, who's the comic relief of the film. He's kind of like a silver spooner who sits on the couch all day in his underwear and his bathrobe and drinks beer and reads comic books.
Sounds like a terrible life.
Yeah, it was real tough making this movie. And that was actually the best part about making this movie, was I got to sit around in my underwear and read comic books and get paid for it.
Well, one of the things that I loved about this particular project was that it was female-centered. The main character was a woman, and she had a true essence of her experience, and I really related to that when I first read it. That struggle that we as women go through to try to find ourselves, to try to bring ourselves into the place where we are whole and living in our happiness.
Well, it's a college-age comedy about a guy with agoraphobia, which is the fear of going outside. He develops this because literally every time he tries to, something embarrassing happens. Eventually, a new girl moves in across the street, and it's love at first sight, so he has to learn to overcome his fear in order to be with her. A collaboration with a couple of my good friends who I co-wrote it with, and a lot of the embarrassing moments in the film are based on true life experiences. So,
Now I do need to hug him.
It's a very simple story. It's basically about a young teen who's trying to overcome his fears and insecurities to win the heart of the girl of his dreams. Growing up in high school, I had a thing where I couldn't talk to women. It's basically...
None of us can.
Right, and so I kind of spun that into the idea for a cute little short film, and I think it turned out really fun.
We're here with Frank Ciraci and his posse. Apparently they've made a film about sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and I'm going to let them tell you about it.
Well, all I can tell you is a movie about sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
That was very informative, Frank. Thank you for coming on the show. Anything else you want to maybe tell us about it?
My name is Frank Ciraci.
I think he's drunk.
And we made a film about sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah, In the Key of Eli, a rock and roll mystery. You got to come see it.
A rock and roll mystery?
Yes,
I've never heard of a rock and roll. What is a rock and roll mystery?
Who were the great artists that went down? Who were they? All the great artists that crashed in planes, lost all that.
Well,
Let's make this a happy thing at the Happy Festival.
Otis Redding went down.
Otis Redding went down.
And the Big Bopper.
Big Bopper. And Eli Traynor. Eli Traynor went down 30 years ago.
1981.
And his master tapes disappeared in some crash in
mysterious
Texas.
place. And
I'm so confused right now. They're like, these guys crashed and it was a fun time.
It's our journey. It's our journey to
We
find
shot
these
the movie.
tapes.
We're still confused.
We're
What
still
are you
trying to
talking
figure it
about?
out. What are you talking about?
Well, music is a language that we kind of all understand, and I use that I explore that and celebrate different people that speak different languages, but they all speak the language of music, supposedly. Well, the film part was because my brother is a big filmmaker in my family, and the music is just such an important part of my life. I love singing. I'm a guitarist. I just love music, and that's kind of how I thought.
This film was brought to me by Steve Brio. He wrote it, sort of autobiographical story of his life. It's about a young girl who has an alcoholic mother and she can't take care of the daughter, and she gets in trouble one night and is at the hospital, and a doctor steps in and takes her home with him.
Was it challenging for you as an actress?
I mean, yeah, there was some stuff that was hard to fix with, but most of it was like kind of heartfelt, and so it was pretty easy.
Right on. And doctor, are you a real doctor or you just play one on TV?
No, but I did sleep at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Well, it's about an older woman who opens her very first email and gets one of those UK lottery scams you see so often, but you know, hey, she goes for it.
I'm playing the Gran, and the letter came from a very nice young Nigerian man, and I, of course, fell for it.
Would you fall for something like that?
Would I?
Yeah.
Where is your stuff? Okay, you've seen those containers they bring to your house. You put your stuff inside the crate, and then they take it somewhere else. Where do they take that stuff? You don't care. They're going to take it and keep it for you. So the film is really about a company. They take this guy's stuff, and the company goes bankrupt, totally out of business. This guy has no idea where his stuff is. Gets a lead, goes to the desert with a lot of other people looking for their stuff, and they need to break into a guarded warehouse and get their stuff back.
Stay tuned for part 2 of the Actors Reporter coverage of the Feel Good Film Festival.